The late afternoon sun usually painted our front yard in soft, golden hues, filtering through the ancient oak's leaves like a warm hug. But that day it felt different, sharp, accusing, glinting off every surface like it was pointing fingers. I was kneeling on the grass, my hands shaking over my daughter, Emma, my quiet, fragile 7-year-old. She lay crumpled, her breath shallow and ragged, a tiny tremor rippling through her. A twisted metal birdcage sat beside her, its doors sprung open, bars bent like a cruel joke. A turquoise and yellow parakeet flapped in frantic circles nearby, its shrieks cutting through the suburban calm. The air was thick, heavy with the sweet scent of crushed petunias and something acrid, bitter. My eyes darted from Emma's pale face, where a red mark bloomed on her temple, to the woman standing on the sidewalk, arms crossed, her face a mask of cold disdain. Deborah. Her name tasted like bile. Well, that shut her up, didn't it? Deborah's voice was icy brittle. Some peace for once. This isn't a circus for your kids' fits. My world shrank to a pinpoint. The sun, the street, the birds' cries all drowned in a roar of white noise. Only Emma mattered. I brushed a strand of hair from her forehead, my touch featherlight. Her eyes, usually so curious, were wide with terror that tore my heart. Emma doesn't speak, her autism shaping a world of silent expressions, a river of emotions most couldn't read. Right now, that river was a flood of fear. I'm Commander Laura Bennett of the State Wildlife Enforcement DVY Shown, a fact Deborah didn't know and would soon regret. But in that moment, I was just Emma's mom. Emma, honey, can you hear me? My voice was a desperate grab at calm, betraying the fury coiling inside. Emma whimpered, curling tighter into herself, the mark on her temple darkening. Deborah scoffed. Oh, please, it barely touched her. Kids bounce back. Mine did. Not like. Her eyes slid over Emma, venom in her silence. I took a deep breath, the air heavy with the promise of storm. Scooping Emma into my arms, I felt her cling to me, a fragile weight. Did you throw this cage at my daughter? My tone was calm, each word a loaded bullet. Deborah's chin jutted out. I tossed it aside. She was screaming, disturbing everyone, and that bird was squawking. 2 birds, 1 stone. She smirked, a thin, bloodless line. That bird, I said, locking eyes with her, is a protected Indian ringneck parakeet, illegal to own without permits. And this, I nodded toward Emma, is assault on a disabled child. Deborah's smirk faltered, but her arrogance surged back. Protected? It's a pet store parrot. Assault? She was a public nuisance. Someone has to keep this neighborhood in line. I stood, Emma secure in my arms, my professional shell snapping into place. Ma'am, I'm Commander Laura Bennett. That bird's on the site's Appendix 2, list threatened with extinction. The cage is undersized, VY OLADing animal cruelty laws, Statute 730, subsection B. You've admitted to striking my child with a weighted object, causing VY civil injury aggravated assault, Penal Code 245, potentially a hate crime given Emma's disability. Deborah's face drained of color, her smug mask cracking. Wildlife, you're just a mom. Her voice wavered. I'm both, I said, my tone iron. And you're under arrest. I shifted Emma, reaching for my radio. Dispatch, Commander Bennett, badge 7WF4. Code 3 at 1212, Sparrow Lane. Suspect in custody for assault on a minor, endangerment, and endangered species violations. Request backup and paramedics for a juvenile VY Tim. The street transformed into a crime scene, Deborah's reign as neighborhood tyrant crumbling. The days that followed were a whirlwind of reports, hospital VY sits, and neighborhood whispers. Emma had a mild concussion and bruises, but the emotional toll was he VY. She withdrew, her spark dimmed, jumping at sudden noises, clinging to me with a desperation that broke my heart. Sleep was a battle, haunted by her soft cries and my simmering rage. Deborah, full name Deborah Caldwell, made bail in 24 hours, her wealthy husband's fitness supplement empire footing the bill. A restraining order kept her 500 feet away, but her silver SUV crawled past our street, just legal, a deliberate taunt. My team at Wildlife Enforcement rallied around me. My deputy, Greg Carter, a gruff man with a soft heart, took over my duties. Focus on Emma, Laura. We've got this. Caldwell's and Deep. The police handled the assault charges while my agency built a case on the parakeet, nicknamed Blue by the rescue center. Blue was underweight, its cage filthy, a clear case of neglect. But Willow Creek Estates was a battlefield. The HOA, led by busybodies obsessed with lawn heights, was Deborah's domain. She'd ruled it for years, her influence toxic. Then came the HOA notice, a crisp envelope accusing Emma's vocalization sure unique expressions of joy or frustration of being a nuisance. It was Deborah's retaliation, a veiled attack to drive us out. I crumpled it, fury rising. That evening, I sat with Emma on the porch swing, her sketchbook alive with colorful creatures. "They want us quiet, sweetie," I murmured. Emma looked up, her eyes searching, and made a soft hum. I forced a smile. "But your voice is beautiful. No one gets to silence you." I called my lawyer, Ellen Rivera, a no-nonsense civil rights expert. "This is harassment," she said. "Document everything: her SUV, neighbor comments, Emma's distress. Get a report from Emma's therapist." I also reached out to neighbors. Mrs. Clara Thompson, who'd seen the cage hit Emma, was livid that Deborah's a menace. "I'll back you." But Tom Wheeler, a lawn-obsessed neighbor, hedged. "Deborah's pushy, but Emma's noises. They startle people." Deborah's influence ran deep. Another HOA notice arrived, nitpicking our crushed petunias damaged by Deborah's cagias unsightly. I replanted them, Emma watching, clutching a stuffed parrot I'd bought to reclaim the bird's image. Deborah drove by, smirking. I noted the time, my resolve hardening. Then came the gut punch, a CPS complaint alleging neglect. The caseworker, Ms. Larson, inspected our home, clearly seeing the love there. Emma, usually shy, showed her a drawing of us surrounded by animals, spelling out SAF. Larson closed the case, calling it malicious. But the next morning, she returned with a cold super VY sore. "Given allegations of emotional instability, we're taking Emma for a 24-hour observation." My heart stopped. They were taking her. Emma's eyes held heartbreaking confusion as they led her away. I sank to the porch, sobs tearing through me. I was failing her. Deborah's poison was winning. Hours later, Greg called. "Laura, we've been digging into Deborah's HOA finances. It's bad, big money missing. And with Emma taken, we're MOVYing fast. We got a warrant." Hope flickered. Deborah had been skimming HOA funds for years, funneling tens of thousands into shell companies. The warrant hit her home, uncovering illegally kept parrots and a safe stuffed with cash. She was desperate, using CPS to silence me. The HOA scheduled a meeting to shame me. The same evening Emma was due back. I prepared with Ellen, my anger a cold blade. When Emma returned, she ran to me, whispering, "Mama, yellow," her world brightening. The meeting was packed, the air electric. Deborah, smug at the head table, presented her EVY Denke notices, photos, Tom's statement pushing to force our home sale. Gasps echoed. Emma trembled, but I squeezed her hand and stood. "Neighbors, I'm Laura Bennett. My daughter Emma's vocalizations are part of her autism, protected under the Fair Housing Act. The petunias? Damaged when Deborah assaulted her. I showed the police report, Emma's bruise, the restraining order. Clara stood. I saw Deborah throw that cage. She's been bullying Laura." Others shared Deborah's cruelties. Her composure cracked. "This is slander," she spat. My phone buzzed. Greg. "Bingo. Stand by." I faced Deborah. "You speak of rules. Let's talk laws like embezzlement." Her face paled. "This morning, a warrant uncovered discrepancies in HOA funds you controlled. Tens of thousands missing." The doors burst open. Police entered with bird cages and a cash-filled safe. An officer approached. "Deborah Caldwell, you're under arrest for felony embezzlement, wildlife violations, and animal cruelty." The room erupted as she was cuffed, her eyes fixed on the floor. Clara hugged me. Emma showed me her sketchbook, Deborah behind bars, us freeing birds, labeled JUSTIS. I corrected it to justice, my heart swelling. Greg revealed they'd found 30 neglected parrots and damning financial records. Deborah pleaded guilty, facing prison and fines. Her husband's empire crumbled under scrutiny. Clara became HOA president, but the embezzled funds left the community strapped, sparking resentment over higher dues. Emma blossomed, her confidence returning, but some neighbors blamed me for the financial fallout. Victory was messy, Leah VYing scars. Months later, I sat on the porch, Emma's laughter drifting from a new inclusive playground. Clara waved. Tom offered tomatoes, guilt in his eyes. At the rescue center, Blue, now VY Brandt, was headed to a sanctuary. Emma drew him soaring free, riding fly Emma, fly Blue. The fight was brutal, the justice imperfect, but seeing Emma shine was enough. What would you have done in Laura's shoes? Was Deborah's punishment fair? Or did she deserve more? Should Laura have fought the HOA's financial fallout? Or was it her burden to bear? Share your thoughts below, like, and subscribe for more stories of justice and resilience.